Hello everyone, welcome back to another AWS project here. So in my last video, I showed you guys how to host a simple static website on Amazon S3. But at that time, I did not use any bucket policy. But now in today's video, I'm taking you up into another level, which is going to be, I'm going to show you how to host my personal portfolio, this time using a proper bucket policy, and we'll apply the policy, explain it, and most importantly, verify if that works or not. Okay. So now what we are going to do from here, let me just go ahead and share my screen, and I'm gonna walk you guys through the step that we did last time, which is uploaded the files, and then when we're done from there, set up all the configuration that we need to do into our AWS account. And when we get to the bucket policy, I will show you guys how to set up a bucket policy using JSON and explain a little bit what is JSON and all the good stuff. So let's go ahead, and then I'm going to share my screen and we go from there. All right, as you can see here, we are in my AWS account. So let me just go back a little bit here. So let's just go start where we started. We go find S3, click on S3, and then this is that one that I created. So now we want to go ahead and create a new bucket, and then now this time the name will be all for. Okay, so now that's going to be the name of our bucket this time, and then we can choose the ACLs for now, and then later on I will definitely change it a little bit because I'm using the bucket policy. Okay, and then from there we can go ahead and uncheck this one right here and accept here the knowledge, like it's just the same step that we did last time. And then we're just gonna go ahead and create our bucket, and then now we have our bucket here, okay, which is going to be my portfolio. Okay, so now that we have the bucket created, now let's go ahead and click on the bucket, and then now the next step will be to upload the files that we need. Okay, so now from here what we want to do, we want to go to upload, and now we want to add our files. Okay, so click on files, and then we are going to find our project wherever we have our project is here. So now I'm going to select all the files, which is HTML, the CSS, and JavaScript file. Why not the PDF? Okay, so that, let me just select this one. Okay, we have that, so we click on OK, and then now as you can see, we already have them here. So now we're just going to click on upload. Okay, now that one is, those files are already uploaded. So now we want to close, and we want to go back to upload and then add folder. So the pictures, the folder that has our pictures. Okay, you want to click on this folder right here and click on upload, and it's going to ask you, this pop-up will ask you upload 98 file to this site. Click on OK, and now we're done. We want to click on upload and then just give it a time as it is uploading. Okay, so just give it a little bit of time. Okay, now it's done uploading. We want to go ahead and close this one right here, and then upload again, upload folder, and we want to choose not this one. Let's go back here, AWS project, let's upload this one, new photos, and then upload, yes, upload 23 file to this site, yes, okay. And now we want to go ahead and click on upload, and as you can see, it is uploading now. Okay, it's done. Now we go close and then go upload again, add folder, and let's go to the last folder, which is going to be pick, upload, and yes, upload files. And then now we want to go to upload. Okay, as you can see, we have everything uploaded. Now we can close here, and now we can go back to our bucket and then see, let's go back here, and this is everything. We have everything. So now we want to select all the files here and go to properties here, and when you click to properties and go all the way down, and you come to static website hosting, click on edit and then enable it here, meaning I already explained all this configuration already, and then now we don't have to go back into it. So now here we want to type the name of our HTML, index.html. Okay, that's what we want to do. So now let's click on save changes. So now we already have changed, so let's double check, make sure that our portfolio is working. Okay, but let's try to go back to our object here, select everything, and then now action, you go to action and then make it public. So we don't want to get the 403 not found that we had last time, so we want to make it public here. And he's asking you this pop-up, telling you that if you make it public, everybody, okay, we're just gonna say make it public, and then now just give it a time. Now it's public. Okay, so now we can close here, and then we can go to property here. Let's go all the way down here and then click on this profile. So let's see if our files came in, and then we will have our portfolio. Okay, click on that, Oh, we still have the 4034 bin. Okay, let me go back a little bit. Okay, here. Okay, after trying everything, okay, I still have the 4034 bin, but I just realized what's going on. So let me go back here. So when you go back here, go to the bucket and let's click on the name of the bucket, and then let's go to properties here. So permission, let's go to permission. Okay, let's see permission. I know the error that I did, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how to fix it from here. Okay, so object, let's select everything. Let's go to action, let's go make it public, and it's not there. It's not there. Okay, properties. Okay, edit. Okay, edit is start. Okay, this is the problem right here. So now this is not the name of my this is not the name of my file. So Sheriff for, I think that's the name of my file. Let's go back. I don't want to get out there, but let me show you. Okay, so this is the problem that we were having. So now this name right here, I did put it as index.html, and when I went back to my file, the name was not that. The name is Sheriff Port. Okay, so now everything should be fine now. So let's go ahead and then save changes, and then now let's go ahead and refresh this page. Boom, there you go. Now we're talking. So as you can see, now it works perfect. We have my portfolio here, and we have everything. Let's see, about me, education, certification, professional experience, skills, project, hobbies, Kafal charity. Let's go to Kafal charity website. There you go. That's our goal, our impact, operation team, coach and content creators, you know, and this is the different event that we had back home in Senegal, giving back to the kids. So this is my charities website that I built. Also, this is a different event that we had, and also this one is like some shoes that we were giving away. So I built this website couple months ago at the same time that I was building my portfolio. So now this is we were giving out some backpack to the kids, backpack filled with school supplies, give it away to the kids, you know. This is my team back in Senegal, and then this is how I collect all the shoes when I was in college and sending it to the kids in Senegal. So I have been doing this since I was in high school. Okay, so now we have the website. This is like my local team back in Senegal, where I give out some jersey to the kids. Okay, so this is the last event that we had. We were supporting one of my friends, you know, and so okay, so now we have everything working perfectly. Okay, so now we're good. So now let's go ahead and then I'm explain the bucket policy and also the JSON document and how it works. Okay, so now to add here the bucket policy, let's go ahead. Let me show my screen here. So let's go ahead and then go to our portfolio, and now let's go to permission right here, and then now let's go to bucket policy and then click on edit, and now let's post in paste here. Okay, this is our JSON. This is our JSON right here. Okay, so now let me just go ahead and try to explain you a little bit about this JSON that we have here. All right, so as you can see here, so to set up the bucket policy, I already show you guys how to do it. You go to permission and go into bucket policy and click edit, and then put here this JSON. So this JSON right here, this is just like a format that we are going to use to set up the policy. First of all, let's understand what is a JSON. So a policy is written in JSON version, which is going to stand for JavaScript object notation. So it's just a structured way to represent data and rules in a readable format. Okay, so in this case right here, we have the policy that's going to act as like set of instruction that we are going to tell our S3 bucket to do, or you know, we ask him to not allow anything, or you know, allow something. Okay, that's the reason why we have these different set rules that we have here. Okay, so basically this rule right here, this is what's called, like, this is how I explain. This is what so and so on, for example, have access to this bucket. They can add, or they don't have to. They cannot add anything, or they can delete, or they don't have the power to delete anything. Okay, so now this is the rule that I set up here. And then now, if you're seeing JSON for the first time and to try to understand what is JSON, now we are going to start with the version. Okay, as you can see here, we have version, and then we have 2012, 1017. So this just like define the version of the policy language that we are using. You know, we keep it as this is the last version that we have for AWS. Okay, so now that's the reason why we have the version here. It's just like the version of the of the policy. And then now next we have the statement. And now the statement, this is just the main body. So it holds like all the rules, and each rule sites inside of this array, which is right here. We have the array right here. This is where it started, and this is where it ends right here. Okay. So now it's just telling these rules that you can have like one or many of them. That's the statement that we have here. So which is like you can set much more rule, like a lot of more rules here. Okay. So now when we finish with the statement, now we have the SID. You know, the SID is just like the statement ID. As you can see, is here the statement ID is public read and get object. So now this statement that we have here, this ID that we have here, it is just like a label, so you can have each rule to identify it. You can name it anything you want. For example, allow read and block delete, and then allow delete or whatever. You know, so this is just basically the rule that we are setting. And this is the ID of the rule. So the statement that we're going to have here inside, this is the ID of the statement, okay? And then now next we have the effect. So the effect is just basically this saying like the rule what to do. For example, we are allowing, so effect is going to be allow, and or maybe you can have effect as a deny. You know what I mean? So we have it as deny. And then from there we have the principle. So this principle, this always tell who this rule is applied to. As you can see here, that's what we have here. So it always saying who this rule is applying to. That's the reason why. So here, as we have it here, it means for everyone. So there is no exception. Everyone, you know, there is no exception. We don't jump anybody. So everyone is this rule is for anyone. So okay. And then now from there we have the action. The action is always tell you what this person can do. For example, the action that we are allowing public to read only the object that we have inside of our S3 bucket. And now this is the action that we have here. As you can see, we have the S3 get object. Okay. So now after you finish the action, now we are going to see which is going to be telling the AWS where the rule apply to. As you can see, and it's going to apply with the portfolio that we have. As you can see, this is the name of my portfolio. So the rules that we have here, it apply only the portfolio, it apply only the bucket that I have, which is for portfolio. Okay, so there is another bucket that I have there, but it doesn't apply to that one because we didn't set up another bucket policy there. So this is just apply only for this bucket. That's why we have the name of the bucket here. So if you wanted this rule also to apply to different bucket, we have to select those different bucket and then put their name here. But at this time, we have only one bucket, which is going to be for portfolio. And that's the reason why we have rules right here. Okay. So now here, as you can see, we have two rules here. The first one is going to be allow public to read get object. Okay. And then now we allow them that. But now what we're going to deny them is we're denying them to be able to delete for as you can see here, deny delete for everyone. So for example, when I set up this rule right here, I will try to delete something. So as I'm trying to delete something, if this rule works perfect, I will not able to delete anything in that bucket. So that's the reason why we are setting these rules. Hopefully that this explanation makes sense a little bit. But if not, also you can go ahead and then look it up and understand exactly bucket policy and then this JSON version and what it is and why we set it up this way. Okay, so basically that's the reason why I wanted to just jump in and explain this bucket policy. So now that we have the rules here, which is going to be allow the public to read what we have into our object, which is be able to see my portfolio. And then now we are going to deny them the opportunity to delete everything or delete something from the bucket. Okay. So now let's go ahead and then apply save changes. And then as you can see, we have successfully saved these changes. Okay. So now that is saved, let's go ahead and then go back here and let's try now to delete something from inside my bucket. Let's say I wanted to delete my pictures. Let's say I click this one right here, and then now let's click on delete. And then so here, as you can see, let's type permanently delete. Okay, if the bucket policy works, I should not be able to delete this file right here. So let's go ahead and click on delete, and there you go. It works because now, as you can see, it says fail to delete object. For more information, see the error column in the field to delete table. So as you can see here, we have access denied because the bucket policy that we set up we told inside the JSON that we deny anything that when it comes to deleting stuff, and so now as you can see it failed. So that shows exactly that the bucket policy that I set up, it works perfect. Okay, so now we are good with that, and that's the one that I wanted to show you guys today, which is the difference that we had last time. My first project, it was the ACLs, and then now this time we had the chance to set up the bucket policy. And this is like some rules that we can set up when it comes to our AWS account. For example, when you're using your AWS account, you have the opportunity to create different users, for example, give other people access to this platform. Okay, so now when you give them access to the platform, now you can choose exactly what permission you are giving those people, what permission you are giving them. For example, do you allow them to delete anything? Do you allow them to create something? All those permission you can set it up, and that's definitely very important when you're working in a platform where you have very important website or very important detail brochures like project or whatever the case may be. Now you don't want people deleting stuff, or like you don't want people making certain error. So now you want to make sure that you set your right permissions, and then for those people that will have access to this account. Okay, all right, so now that's all I wanted to show you guys today, which is creating S3 bucket also. And then I did upload my portfolio here, and then I was able to set up a bucket policy, and this bucket policy we tested out, and we know that it works perfect. So now this is where I'm gonna end this video today, and thank you guys for watching. And if you guys have any question and whatever concern, whatever, just email me or comment or whatever the case may, reach out to me and I will definitely get back to you. All right, thank you guys, and see you into our next project.